the next piece that we're going to continue with is a piece that's been specifically written for the Euphonium, and it's by a Welsh composer. I live in Wales, near Cardiff, and this guy who's written the piece, he's probably the UK's most popular living composer. We have a radio station called Classic FM, which plays all classical music, and he's always at the top of the classical charts. He writes for commercials, for Pepsi, for British Airways, for Rolls-Royce. His music is always in public domain, and that's because he writes very listenable music. And part of what I'm trying to do, and I know many of you, particularly Adam, is trying to do, is to popularise the Euphonium and to take it to a greater audience. So I thought by commissioning this guy who produces extremely popular music, that would take the Euphonium to places where it hasn't been before. And so far that's worked quite well. The piece has been broadcast on television several times already, and there's a real interest about the piece in Europe. I'm hoping that that will continue over here in the US as well, because it's an interesting piece of music. It's in 4 movements, and each movement stands alone as a separate piece. So the first piece is called the Juggler. And this is where the Euphonium is supposed to be like a circus juggler. You're doing all kinds of acrobatics, jumping around the instrument, and it's marked with a sense of fun. The second movement is a romanza, so that showcases the lyrical side of the instrument. For those of you that don't know, euphonium actually derives from the Greek word meaning well-sounding, and I think that the second movement really encapsulates that. The third movement is a tango, and he's called it It Takes Two. So it's actually in more of a habanera style, but there's some improvisatory passages over the top for the euphonium, so that's quite interesting. And the final movement has a strange title. It's called A Troika Tidy. Now, in Wales, when something is good, you say tidy, and so it's a colloquialism, if you like. So he's called it A Troika Tidy. So I hope you think it's tidy this evening and not too dodgy, but it's a great fun piece to play. It was originally written for symphony orchestra, and he's done a version for wind band and for brass band, but this evening we're testing out the draft of a piano reduction. So it's not the finished product by any means, but we thought this would be the right environment to try it out. So this is Karl Jenkins' Concerto for Euphonium in 4 movements.
Thank you.